Hey guys, so the first time I made the video, I forgot to mention something very important here. Step number one of completing the square is make sure that this coefficient in front of x squared or y squared or whatever your squared term is a 1. So let's say we had a 3 here instead, then we have to divide through everything by 3 first. So I just want to make a note of that because that does come into play later. So make sure, step one, this coefficient in front of your squared term must be a 1. So what I like to do first is move this constant term to the other side. So I like to just rewrite it. Some people might put a plus a blank here. Some people might put a space. I'm just going to leave a little space. Now I brought that positive 20 to the other side by subtracting 20 from both sides. Basic algebra rules. Subtract the same thing from both sides. You don't change anything. So now I have x squared plus 10x. Okay. What I need to do is add whatever it is I need to add to make this a perfect square trinomial. If you remember, that whatever is b over 2 squared. So I'm going to take 10 over 2 and I'm going to square it. Well, 10 divided by 2 is 5. You can use a calculator. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and then I square that. It's 25. So that's what's going to go in this blank right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rewrite this entire thing. But I'm going to put that 25, and it's going to be a plus 25 because it's positive. It will always be positive. Now, I added 25 to my left side of my equation. Why do the left side of the equation? I have to do the right side. So I have negative 20 over here, so I also have to put plus 25. So if we look at what I did, I added 25 to the left side, I added 25 to the right side. So I didn't change anything about the value of these equations. So this equation is still balanced. I haven't tipped the scales either way. Now, from the previous part, you remember how to factor this. It's a perfect square trinomial now. It's just going to be x, this sign, that's a plus. 10 over 2 is 5 squared. This is factored. That's how we factor it. That's a shortcut. This divided by 2 goes right here. It's going to be squared. Whatever sign it is, whatever sign it is. On the right side of the equation, a negative 20 plus a 25 is 5. And that's it. This is in factored form. That's all completing the square is. So over here, what I want to see would just be, x plus 5, command dot, squared, command dot, equals 5. That's it. You don't have to show all your work. I mean, if you want to, you're welcome to. But as long as you just have the factored form there, I'm good. Good enough. And again, if you need decimals like this one probably will, you can use decimals. So let's look at the next one. And I'm actually going to clear this off. I'm going to work it over here. It's just a lot easier for me to work it over here. Okay, this time it's a y. Who cares what letter it is? Same process. B, so I'm going to rewrite it. Y squared plus, it has a 1y. You could just write a y. Equals 5. That's a negative 5. I add 5 to both sides. That makes this 0. That makes this 5. I'm going to get my b over 2 now. b is 1, so 1 over 2. Okay, that's a fraction already. It's not going to simplify, so 1 over 2 squared is 1/4. 1 divided by 2 squared is 1/4. You can write it as 1/4, or you can write it as 0.25. Entirely up to you. I like fractions, I'm going to write it as 1/4. So that's going to be y, let me change the color back, y squared plus 1y, and again, you can just write y there, plus 1/4. So I added 1/4 to the left side, I have to add 1/4 to the right side. So you can take your calculator, 5 plus 1/4 is 21/4. You could also write 5.25 or 5 1/4. Up to you. I'd actually suggest not 5 1/4 because that's going to be kind of hard to tell what you're writing. So 21/4 works, 5.25 works. Up to you. Y plus, it's plus because this is plus 1/2, whatever this is over 2, simplified, squared equals 21/4. So here's how I'd write that. Oops, can't just type from there. I have to make a text box. Y plus 1/2. And for 1/2, it does auto correct that for you, so that's nice. Squared equals 21/4. Perfectly good there. You could also write y plus, 0.5, 1/2 is 0.5. You write 0.5 if you prefer, squared equals, and then we said 5.25. That would work for me as well. Let's see what that looks like. So either of those would be perfectly fine. Okay, let's look at the next one. Just gonna move it over. Now this is actually problem number 7A. That's why it's also an A. But it's the same direction. We're gonna complete the square. Now the reason it's a little nastier is because it already starts with fractions. So we're gonna have a fraction and another fraction, and we're gonna be squaring fractions, but it's all good, especially if you have a nice little calculator. So rewrite it first. X squared plus 3x. And I'm gonna bring this to the other side by adding 3/4 to both sides. So I add 3/4 to this is 0. I add 3/4 to 0, I get 3/4. B over 2. So 3/2 squared. That's not going to simplify. You can use a calculator or not. It's going to be 9/4. Or if you rather, it'll be 2.25. So, all right, x squared plus 3x plus 9/4. I added 9/4 to the left side of my equation. I'd better add it to the right side. Well, that's nice. That'll make a nice little 3 there. So I'm going to factor that. X, this symbol, this over 2 equals, and if you type that in the calculator, you'll get 3. 3/4 plus 9/4 gives you 3. So you could write 1.5 here if you prefer. Oops, I forgot to put the little square symbol. Don't forget that square, it's important. So here we go. I say so a lot, sorry. X plus 3/2, command dot squared equals 3. Check, yeah. And that's all I need to see. All right. So it doesn't matter if we have X's, it doesn't matter if we have Y's, it doesn't matter if we have A's or B's, Z's, T's, betas, gammas. alphas, betas. You can even have prints over here if you really want to. It's the same for any kind of quadratic. These are all quadratics because it's got the second power's highest term. Doesn't matter what the variable looks like. It's all the same. So we can do this completing the square method with any kind of variable here. Doesn't matter if it's x, y, z. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's tie it all together. We're going to look at the standard form of a circle based on the general form of a circle. So the standard form of a circle is right here. That's what we've been using. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. However, we might see it as x squared plus y squared equals ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So we need to be able to take this form and turn it into that. That's what we're about to learn how to do right now. So let's look. Basically, all we have is two quadratics shoved together. So I'm going to take my x's and my y's, and I'm going to split them up. So I'm going to rewrite this whole thing. X squared plus 4x. I'm going to group those together. And here's where I'll use this give space. This is why I give a space, because I'm going to be putting something right here. And then I need to add some more stuff to it. So that's like a placeholder for me. Plus y squared minus 16y. So I got my x's grouped together. So here's my x's. I got my y's grouped together. I need to move this guy to the other side. So I'm going to complete the square twice, actually. I'm going to do it for the x's, I'm going to do it for the y's. So I'm going to put another little blank right here. Equals, and then if it's a positive 52 over here, I subtract 52 to get rid of it. Negative 52. And I added something over here, and I added something over there, so I better add them over here too. What are they? I don't know yet, but my face is going to be in the way in a minute. Okay. Now let's just complete the square twice. So 4 over 2 squared. That's 2 squared is 4. That's what I'm going to shove right here. Okay, and that's what I have to shove over here too. Negative 16 over 2 squared. Well, negative 16 over 2 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Use a calculator to make sure. It's a little late. 64. That's what I'm going to put right here. This should be 4. Nope. So that's what it looks like right there. So I added the 4 to both sides. I added the 64 to both sides. What you do one side, you have to do the other. Basic algebra rules. That'll work. Okay, now I'm going to rewrite both of these, the x's and the y's, factored. So just like we did before, in the previous video, x plus, it's plus because this is positive. This thing divided by 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2, squared, plus. Now I'm dealing with y's. It's a negative here. Pay attention to your sign. That's a negative. See, it's negative. That's going to be negative. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Oops, I didn't write 64 there for some reason. Squared equals. Now, I'm definitely going to use a calculator for this basic arithmetic here. Negative 52 plus 4 plus 64 equals 16. So it says, right, the standard form of the circle, done. Give the center and radius. Well, the center is going to be negative 2, negative 8. Anybody see something wrong there? Hope you do. It's a negative 2, positive 8. Don't forget, we have to change the signs. So that's my center. Negative 2, positive 8. Now my radius. That's 16, so that's my radius squared. The square root of 16, if you don't know, is 4. The square root of 16 is 4. So I got my standard form of my equation, my center, my radius. That's what I need. That's what you're going to type over here. And last time I gave you the squares, but I think you can figure that out. I'll show you how to get there again, in case you didn't watch the previous video. So it's going to be x. And if you didn't watch the previous video and you're confused, go back and watch the previous video. Plus 2. I use command dot, but if we look, format, text, here it is, superscript. That gives you your keyboard shortcut for whatever system you're using. It's command dot for me. 2. Command dot again gets out of there. Plus, oops, command Z undoes stuff. That's useful. Plus, oops, y, and I completely forgot, minus 8 squared equals, why is that? I don't know, who cares? 16. My center is -2, 8. My radius is, I don't want you capitalized. My radius is not 16, but 4. So that's what I want you to write on here. Now, I know what you're saying. That's a lot of work. You're right. It is. Guess what? There's a shortcut. Really, really shortcut. Like super short. And what we're going to do is we're going to write the standard form without doing any work whatsoever. So if you're in somebody else's class watching this and they don't like it, sorry people. But this is an algebra concept. It's a really complicated one. I want you to understand how to take this and get the equation as simple as possible. This is the how, here's the trick. I'm just going to take this and put it on this slide. The first thing we need to do is make sure we rewrite it in general form. Make it look like this. Actually, with the constant on the other side anyway. So I'm going to get this and this over to the left side, that to the right side. And I'm just going to go ahead and group all the x and y together. So move stuff around a little bit. So x squared, that's going to be positive x squared. If I move this 8x to the other side, it's going to be plus 2x minus 8x. Then I want this y to the other side. I need to add y squared to both sides. So that's going to be plus y squared. There's no y's here, so that's done. And that 18, that negative 18, I need to get the other side, so equals 18. So I just rearrange this a little bit, make it more standard form-like, more general form-like. And I'm going to group my x's together, simplify that. X squared minus 6x plus y squared equals 18. Now, think about the x's and the y's as two separate quadratics. The b here is -6. You don't need to write it down. The b here is, oh wait, what is it? 0. To get this in standard form pretty much instantly, all you need to do, if we look, is what happened here. -16y, that turned into -8. 4x, that turned into a 2. You just got to cut it in half. So that's going to be x minus 3 squared, y, and half of 0 is still 0, so I'm just going to do that as y squared. You could put y squared if you really wanted to, but I don't like that. So 0 divided by 2 is still 0. And if we add or subtract 0 to y, be a y squared. Now, this part, 18, but we have to add some stuff to it. What we're going to add is whatever is in here squared. So -3 squared and 0 squared. Oh, wait, that's still 0. And this is literally the exact same process we just did, just in a little abbreviated form. This is x minus 3 squared plus y squared equals 18 plus 3 squared is 9, 27. It looks like a lot of work, but we did have to rearrange it. And you don't have to write any of this extra stuff. So I'll show you the full shortcut without any extra steps in there in a minute, so you can see, oh yeah, it really is a shortcut. Oh, I already have that written, sorry. C is positive 3, 0. R is whatever the heck square root of 27 is. What is it? I don't know. Can I simplify that? Sure, it's 3 squared root of 3. Who cares? It's square root of 27. That's what I'm going to leave it as. So center 3, 0, R, square root of 27. So in here, x minus 3 squared plus y squared equals 27. Center is 3, 0, and R equals, I don't want you capitalized. You can capitalize yours, I just don't want mine capitalized. Let me see if we can insert special character. And let's see, I want a square root. Square root. Hey, look at that. It's there. Square root 27. Yay. Not perfect, but hey, it'll work. And if you don't want to do that, you could also write R equals square root of 27. That's how a lot of text programs write it. Like if you're doing square root in Excel or Sheet, you'd write equals SQRT, and then whatever you want to square root. Or we can do that if you prefer, but you also have the insert a symbol option. Again, I don't need perfection. I just need to be able to know that you know what you're doing. Now let's look at these last two. Okay. I didn't mention something extraordinarily important, like extremely key. Before you can complete the squares, these guys have to be 1. Yeah, I messed up. My bad. So before we can actually complete the square on this thing, we have to divide each and every term by 7. If you don't do that, you just don't even try and do it without making that a 1 first. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm going to rewrite this one. X squared plus y squared minus 10x plus minus 12y plus 36 equals 0. Let me double check my math there. 84 divided by 7 That's good. 252 divided by 7. That's good. Okay. Yeah, so just divide through by 7, and now we're good to go. These are both 1s. You can complete the square. Step 1 of completing the square, divide by whatever's the coefficient of x squared, y squared. Start at 1, you're good. Might actually insert a note in that completing square part before. We'll see. So yeah, now I'm just gonna write the answer. So it's gonna be x, half of this, minus 5 squared, plus y, half of this, minus 6 squared, equals, I'm just gonna do a little scratch work. I need to get that to the other side. It's gonna be negative 36 plus 5 squared is 25, negative 6 squared is 36, so 25. And I'm done. Told you it was a shortcut. So yeah, really chop this in half, that goes there. Chop this in half, that goes there. Bring this to the other side and add the squares of these two to whatever that is. You're done. It's essentially what completing the squares is. It's just formally written algebraically, but you know what? This is geometry, not algebra. Your algebra 2 teacher next year, me, can fuss at you for skipping steps next time. So again, here's how we write that. X minus 5 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 25. I have, yes I do, okay. And let's look at this one. So even though this one's nastier, it's the same exact process. First, check and make sure these are 1s. We're good to go. Okay, so it's going to be x plus half of 1's a half. Squared plus y, half of 3 is 3 halves. It's positive, so say positive. And then this is going to do some scratch work over here. That's a negative 6/4. So I'm going to make that positive 6/4 plus a half squared is 1/4. 3 halves squared is 9/4. And that gives me 4. 6/4 plus 1/4 plus 9/4 gives me 4. You got to use the fraction button, doesn't matter. But there we go, done. That is it, people. That's completing the squares. I did want to have a separate lesson for it so you could see the process of it, and you know that there's a shortcut. And this is really what I want you to be able to do. Take this kind of equation and make it standard form so that we can say my center is a negative half, negative 3 halves. My radius is 2. So over here, my center is positive 5, positive 6. My radius, whatever, is 5. And then that would be extraordinarily easy to graph. If you remember the previous lesson, plot your center, count up, down, left, right, 5 units, and done. This is going to be x plus a half squared plus y plus 3 halves. Oops, 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 oops. squared equals 4. So my center, positive half, that means negative 1/2, negative 3/2. Radius is 2. 4 is r squared. Square root of 4 is 2. So that's it. And yeah, I think I'm going to jump back in the beginning of the video and just tell you right. Let's see, where do we first? Right here. Hey guys, you got to make sure that's a 1. Okay. So that's it, people. That's the 2 lessons for this week. I did separate it into 3 videos, but it's just a continuation of the same thing. You have only 2 assignments. You can do it, people. Come on. See you next week.